Good morning, guys. It's Eric with the Hotbox Pizza Truck. It's Tuesday, which is my Monday, and just getting the day started here. Just got the oven going, and I figure I'll show you how I do my dough. I've posted it before, but we'll do it again. Alright, first thing I do, let's start with flour, I guess. It's like my first time ever doing this. Everything is done in grams. I've got Hobart A200. It's from like 1953. I rebuilt the whole thing, the mixer, when I bought it, and went through it. And she's chugging along. She's doing good. Let's start and get our flour measured out. Everything's done in grams. This is, of course, my 00 flour. This is this batch is for about 25 dough balls. I do smaller batches like this. I don't know, just because, well, there's two reasons. When this rises, this is about all this is going to handle, is about 25 dough balls, so that's what I got. Multiple of these. I just do them in batches like that. And I can do smaller batches too if I want to, you know, whatever. And also, I don't want to overwork my old girl. It's when she gets moving, this whole truck gets to rocking and rolling when that mixer's going. So, all right. Next thing you want to do, you want to take some of your water. Let's just say if you've got 2,500 grams of water, you're going to want about 500 of that warmed up. So, and I already heated up some water in the microwave, so I'm going to measure that out. Right on the money. And for your cold water. For the cold water, well, on everything, I always use filtered water. Alright. And depending on, you know, if it's really dry out, I'll put a little more water in there. If it's really humid or even raining out, I'll dial it back a little bit. And when I say put more or less, I'm talking about, you know, grams, you know, a few grams up or down, nothing crazy. Alright. Now we need some yeast. Make sure you guys are seeing what's going on. Yeah, you guys are ready. I think the biggest thing to making dough is consistency, you know. same time, same temperatures, as far as, you know, your ingredients, that type of thing. It's a little too warm here. You don't want it too hot, and you don't want it too cold. Let's get that just right. And like I say, your warm water, like a quarter of it. It's not an exact, you don't have to have a perfect exact amount. I start with exact numbers on the two of these, so that way my total number is correct, and then if I need to put some cold water in there to take the temperature down, that's what I do. And your total number is still the same. It's, you know, you're not changing the total number of your total quantity of water, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I give it a mix. Make sure all that gets dissolved. And I used to do, everything I do now is a 24-hour dough, because I used to do a 48-hour, but for instance, you know, I'm off on Sundays and Mondays. I would have to come in on Sunday and start making dough for Tuesday. So when you're trying to spend time with the family, go on vacation, have a weekend where you're not working on, you know, every day you're off, I went to the 24. And being in the truck, space is a premium, especially refrigeration. So, alright, that's mixed up. Let's get our hook on here. Let me bring you guys over here. Oh, hold on. Alright, let's get this going. So the warm water with the yeast goes in first, because you don't want to kill it. Then your cold water. I would have to say, the thing about, I guess, oh, there's a couple things. The things about wood-fired pizza, I'd explain it very much like single vintage wine. Single vintage wine is different every year, every batch, and I think pizza is the same way too, because the weather affects it. Your wood, you know, you got dry wood, wet, you know, green wood. It's always something different. Your tomatoes are different. Same as, you know, grapes. Sometimes I notice that the tomatoes are a little more watery than other times, and I suppose it's the, you know, the time of year when they get more rain. So there's so many factors going into it. Your dough's constantly changing. Your wood's changing, your oven temperature is changing, your outside temperature is changing, the inside temperature is changing. You're pretty much just trying to tame the beast and be consistent. So I would say it's like a single vintage wine. Every year's different. Every batch is a little bit different, but you're looking for the same every time. She's mixing along good. I'll kind of show you guys where I'm at. And this is the point where I go ahead and throw my salt in. And this is how I do it every single day. I just continue to, you know, do a few little changes here and there as far as the amount of water. But other than that, I ride out pretty much the same every day. I want consistency as much as I can, which is isn't always the easiest thing to do in the truck. I would imagine if you're in a restaurant, temperature control is a lot easier in a building than it would be the truck. I mean, like right now, it's awesome in here, probably like 72 degrees, but it's humid out, and it's going to be up around 87 again today, which means that's pretty much where the truck will be. Whatever the outside temperature is about where the truck is. When I took the mixer apart, I started cleaning it up and primering it, but when I put it back together, she needed to go to work right away, and I never did get a chance to finish painting it 7 years later. She's just a worker. Let's see if we can get in here. Look at that. Troy, Ohio. Now they have double paddle mixers that, the bowls spin. They definitely have some superior equipment out there, but this old girl does the job. And then what I do is, depending on the size, I don't know. I pretty much guess I do it on whatever size batch I do. But about halfway through, like where it is now, I shut it off. And I pull it out. See if we can get this to stand. I don't know if you can, but I just take it and I just flip it over and put it back down, because I notice that the top doesn't get as mixed as well as the bottom. So I just give it a quick flip and then back in for a few more minutes. And the same thing with mixing it, depending on how humid it is or how hot it is, how sticky the dough is, or how dry it is, kind of dictates how long I mix it for. I keep an eye on it. It's all by eye at this point. You can see it's starting to get a lot smoother. But this is how my morning goes. First thing I do is get the oven going. That's coming along nicely. And then start on the dough. And once the dough's done, then we'll start cutting veggies and making sauce and shredding cheese and just prepping for the day. So we just got another minute or two on this. say she's got about 1 more minute. It's all done. And then I'll go back and do another batch. Normally I'm setting up the other batch right now while I'm getting this one done, but for video purposes I'm here to fill you guys in on some info, and I'll knock out the next batch here in a second. Alright, I think it looks pretty good. Nice and smooth. Alright, let's do this here. And then here's what I do, guys. Let me see if I can put this up so you guys can see in. Oh, jeez. Still can't see it, can you? Let me see if I can hold it while I do it. So, I just take it and I smooth it all down. Again, guys, oh boy, there it goes in the dough. Everybody does things differently. This is how I do it. You decide how you're going to do it. The one thing that frustrates me the most is people that say, oh, it's not how you do it. Listen, there's so many different ways to do it. See, I just make sure it's all nice and flat, and it's also right on the 5. This particular batch is on the 5, and some of them are different areas. But I also mark my my bucket there. When it's cold out, I let it rise all the way to the black mark, and then it goes in the fridge. Today it's warm out, so I'll let it just creep over the 5 a little bit, and then it's going in the fridge. So probably, I don't know, it's fairly warm. Half an hour to 40 minutes today it's going to sit in the bucket like this. And then I'll go ahead and throw it in the fridge. So that's how I make dough. It's going to go lids on, and I just let it sit here in the corner, and I keep an eye on it. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are getting something out of this. I enjoy doing them for you, and like I say, this is my way. You guys are going to do it your way, just like Frank Sinatra. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you soon. Thanks.